Bailey, for me, has been a culmination of all type of ghosts and spirits. She has a very deep naturalistic spirit, one that gets in tune with nature. And for this part, I really had to go into myself and dig deep and to think about how I would feel if something like this happened to me, where I went into a cave and somebody killed me. What would I say to that person? What would I do? And I really had to think really deeply about that, because I've never really had to experience people close to me dying. So I had to really think about what would I need to say to others to let them know how I wanted them to believe and know what happened to me, because I believe a lot of people die and they want to have a reason and they want to come back and say this is what happened. And I think Celie wanted to be able to be that reason and let justice be served, but she wasn't allowed to, so she was allowed to stay within her spirits. And at the end of the day, I hope that she was able to have peace at the end of the day.
Kendra is the one who got away, the one of most of the cast, I believe, that actually got out of town and away from it, but is still completely haunted by the situation that she was a part of, and still kind of left most of herself back there. So she's living a ghost life, if you will.
The character Seth that I play, let's say he's a lost soul. Unfortunately, not dead early enough, and just very lost for much of his life, which leads him to sort of start drinking, and he keeps on sort of wrestling with these demons that I don't think are necessarily meant for him, but it's just the path his life takes, and he can't move past the loss of his love.
Billy's a troubled character. He's kind of like, I feel like he might be one of the more stock type characters in the show. He has the edgy, kind of drunken, disheveled, very troubled by what has happened. He's kind of like a bad boy, you know, this hard outer shell, but on the inside, he really cares about his friends and don't really touch on family, but his friends and his girlfriend, I guess. But what happened has really troubled Billy. What happened to his friend Tommy in the past, and that trouble you see in when we see the character of Michael about halfway in the play, and it really kind of irritates Billy, because it's almost as if Michael is a reincarnation of Tommy. So yes, he's seemingly a bad boy, seemingly very, very troubled, as all the characters are, but he's more of the bad guy, I guess. But try and not just see that. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye.
Allison is a young, sweet, naive girl. I think she craves attention, especially with her boyfriend, Billy. She craves it. That's why she loves Angel so much. It's just something that she can relate to, and she's a little strange. So, and when she meets Michael, another character, she relates to him because he also sees what she sees, angels and lights and how it all exists, and it's all real. That's how she walks every day, day-to-day life, just loving Jesus. Everything is meant to happen. And for me, it means a lot because I just recently came back to Christianity not too long ago. So Allison as a character means a lot to me at this point in my life. So
Danielle is a creative person who is kind of stuck in a very rural environment with not much cultural stimulation, and she's very hurt and closed, and at the same time very emotionally vulnerable at the same time.
Michael is an enigma. He meets this group of people for the first time, but he reminds them of their friend Tommy in a very eerie way, and more he begins to sort of take on the role of Tommy, to the point where they sort of share this experience from the past and they relive it in a way that's very confusing. So he's very happy-go-lucky, on top of the world, in love with life, but maybe that's because he's not really in this life anymore, and